What's going on, everyone? It's Dustin. Happy Wednesday. So this is going to be a really quick video because I'm recording it at 3:50 and I've got some houses to show at 5 o'clock that I got to run to. So today was boring. Let's start with the daily real quick and I'll show you where we went from there. So on the daily, you'll see again, we are still in this chop range. So we got the prior market high up here, prior market or prior day high here, prior market low down here, and or pre-market low and prior day low down here. So really nothing. We're just kind of in this flag pattern right here on the daily. All right, on the 4 hour, we did have a little bit of interesting stuff go on here. So we had this little sword. We'll call this a sword, and this is a shield. It's a pattern that plays out that I did like as we formatted everything today, or formatted as we went through everything today. But we were up across the board. See, we came down, we were up on the 4 hour all day. We were up all morning. The 15 minute, same. We were up all morning. So this little oval is the range that we had. This was the high, this was the low, and we just cruised on up. And then we had the data. This was our data candle right here this morning. And then we had the market open. So a little bit of turbulence, we'll say, on the 1 hour chart here. Not real, like, see how small these candles were? And then big candle on the data, big candle right after open, and then we went small again. On the 15 minute, we had this, I drew out this little box where I didn't want to see price come back into today in order to trade. We did come back into it a little bit, and then we bounced out and then are kind of heading back down now here at VWAP. So I was really hoping for a long today. I traded the range short because that's the way it broke today. It took forever to break. All right, the 5 minute, I didn't really need to resize this chart or something so I can see it a little bit better, or so you can see it a little bit better. The 5 minute, we opened up, put in our opening range high, big red candle down, opening range low, and then we just chopped. Chop, and then we finally broke. I really didn't want to take the short into VWAP, but I did because the system says to do so, and me taking the trades on my own has not been working out lately, and I realized I just needed to trust the system and just trade with the proper size. So that's what I did today. And sat on my hands a lot. So you can see we did go down afterwards, and then we came back up, retested, and came back higher, and chopped. And then, again, whenever you see a whole bunch of boxes, there's a whole lot going on. I drew this out because we didn't have a wick on this candle here. We did sell down. We pulled back up into this shelf and sold down. I really wanted to enter an extra contract right here at the midline because that was halfway of my risk, or roughly halfway. But we were just not quite to where I wanted to be for the band that I have on TradingView. And also looking at that, had we closed above this on this big green candle, I didn't really want to enter that trade. So I had an order here and I wound up canceling it because I was like, green candle, if this is a big strong candle and gets me in, I'm not going to like that. So I did cancel the order and didn't add in. In hindsight, I wish I had it. All right, on the 5 minute here, or on the 1 minute, I mean, that was the 5 minute. I think I said 15 minute, but I meant 5 minute. Here we have our prior day, or orb high. Traded down, bounced, bounced all around through here, all this chop going on, and then we broke down and then came back up. And I don't know what this news was, but this kind of set the motion for everything. I wasn't sure. Yesterday, when I saw a big thing like this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go long because, we had the gap up there or whatever. But so I didn't do that today. Completely avoided that today. We ended up breaking. I think this is my entry. Yeah, so I entered on this candle right here, right at VWAP. Was where it entered, and because this candle closed, this was our 5 minute candle that closed, so we barely closed outside at the end of the 5 minutes. So I took it, and then we went up, and then we came back down, bought back up, and then this box, I drew this one and had to keep extending it throughout the day because we never came back to test it. We tested these, and I actually walked away for a while too. I would walk away, go do something, come back, check on it, walk away, go do something, come back and check on it. And then we came into here where I started. I drew a circle around here because this is where I wanted to enter the trade. This is a trend line that I drew because I was getting kind of nervous of this downward selling down through here, so I wanted to see something. Now we've sold down 29. Oh man, what was my target was 29, right at the bottom of this 4 hour candle was where I had my target. We're at 356 now, we're getting there. I ended up getting stopped out for a small profit. I did tighten my stop into this shelf here as we approached. So I did take another entry. I forgot to tell you that. I did take another entry off of this as we broke down, because I saw this kind of consolidation area, and I was like, if we break down, I wanted to get into another contract to pull my average up so that I could get out at a profit. I ended up, this shelf was what I pulled it up, just inside of VWAP. My average was in this shelf, and I wanted to get to break even or something. I didn't want to lose any money on the trade today because we were so late in the day. We have sold down now, almost to where my take profit was. This candle scared me as well, but when we broke down through here, I had this box, and this box, and my break even was like right here. So, and then we put in, I put in this consolidation zone through here, and went ahead and moved my stop down to try to lock in whatever profit I could without taking a loss. Had I been a little bit more patient, as you can see, we did sell off. And today, big whopping $32 again in the eval account. Nothing in the funded account yet. I'm not trusting myself in the funded account yet until I straighten some things out. This was a really short video. Learned a lot today about myself, because today was a completely different day than yesterday and Monday and Wednesday of last week. So going into today, I knew it could still experience a little bit of chop. I decided to take whatever the system said with one contract, and with the short or the long, either one, I would have had one opportunity to add in at a good place, what we call the S2 or L2 or S3 or L3, depending on where they were. I did not enter the L2 signal that we got, or S2 signal that we got, because it was only like 30 or 40 points above my original entry, and my stop was 160 points. So it was just too much risk to add on all that extra. The S3, had we gotten it, or this midline, would have added in 80 points higher than where I'd gotten in. So it would have added half the risk. It was a little bit above the midline there, so it would have been a little bit less than half. But we just didn't get to it, and then I decided not to take it at the midline, so left it at there. Did increase the risk a little bit when I added in. What I did is, when I added this entry in here, I moved my stop down above the midline here so that I couldn't lose anything. It kept my risk about the same, even though I had two contracts, so it still kept my risk the same. Still, in hindsight, wish I would have added at the midline here, but there's nothing I can do about it now. So overall, good trading day. I give myself a 9 because I did add in right here and didn't add up here, so I'm kind of torn on that. But as far as the discipline, sticking with one contract, taking the entry at the close of the 5-minute candle, waiting on that, because we did have, let me pull this over here, we did have this little break right here, and then came back, and then we had another, then we had this other break right here and came back. Then we had a break right here and came back. So all those were kind of signs that we could go higher, but I didn't want to go long at the bottom of orb, which I've done in the past. And with VWAP being right here, it was kind of tough taking the short into VWAP as well. But we had tested it, and tested it. So I was like, okay, hopefully we can break through it. So, and I said this morning when I woke up, I'm going to follow the system. I'm going to do what the system says. It's a proven system. I just have to do what it says. So I went short, and it pulled back against me, and then we slammed down. I could have taken it off, but it would have been like $30 maybe or something. I ended up with $30 at the end of the day, as you can see. So it's all it all depends on on how you look at things. I could have made $30 and been out by, what was it, like 11 o'clock this morning. So, but I did kind of learn a little bit today with babysitting a trade. I did have to run to the office to print out some papers and stuff today. I had other things I had to do, so I was just coming back and checking it. I wasn't anxious about it or anything like I was yesterday. Today was way cooler of a day. So again, give myself a 9 out of 10 for sticking to the system today, and sticking to the sizing, not going crazy with anything. The again, the one entry that I did take here was a little bit more risky, but I will say we made a lower low and a lower high when I entered the trade, and we entered, and it looked, the candle was pretty big that I entered on. So it ended up being a pretty good day. Not a whole lot of money, but that's just par for the course. Sometimes you're going to get good trades, and sometimes you're not. So this video is getting a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be anyways, and I got to run. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something from the video, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll get back to you and with an answer to your comment, and share it with somebody that you think would enjoy it. So with that, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow to see what the market gives us after PPI tomorrow morning.